rushing flow of life, there are moments when we need to stop, not to delay, but to listen to the heartbeat of our own soul. Silence is not emptiness. It is a space filled with the purest things, where anxieties vanish like thin mist under the sun. When you allow yourself to let go of the burdens of a long day, you are opening the door leading back to original peace, where your breath harmonizes with the pulse of the great forest, and your mind is cradled in the arms of generous Mother Nature. Welcome back to the space of relaxation. Before we journey together to the lush green Hmong Valley, take a few moments to truly be present here. If you love these peaceful moments, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so we can go to sleep together every night. Your companionship is the inspiration for me to continue weaving these gentle dreams. Now, choose the most comfortable position for yourself, perhaps lying on your back with arms resting along your body, or on your side if that feels best. Let the pillow support your neck and head gently. Feel the softness of the mattress, the smoothness of the blanket wrapping around your skin. You are in a completely safe space where there is no pressure, no deadlines, only you and absolute relaxation. Now, close your eyes. Slowly begin by observing your breath. No need to try to change it. Just observe. Breathe in deeply through your nose, feeling the cool air filling your chest, moving down to your abdomen, gently expanding the diaphragm. Then slowly breathe out through your mouth, very slowly, as if you are blowing gently on a fragile plum blossom so it doesn't fall. With each exhale, imagine the fatigue in your muscles flowing out and dissolving into nothingness. Relax your forehead. Erase the lines of thought. Relax your eyebrows, letting them spread naturally. Continue to relax the muscles around your eyes, letting your eyes rest deep in their sockets. Relax your mouth, letting the lower jaw drop slightly, removing all the burdens held for so long. Now, bring your attention down to your shoulders. All these shoulders have carried so much today. Let them sink deep into the mattress. Feel the warmth from your chest spreading to both arms, passing through the elbows, wrists, and to the very tips of your fingers. A slight tingling sensation, warm and extremely pleasant, is spreading, as if you are bathing in the golden afternoon sun of the northern highlands. That relaxation continues its journey, moving along the spine, soothing every single vertebra. It flows down to the hips, down your long legs, through the knees, and to the heels. Your entire body now is like a soft silk ribbon placed on the green grass, you feel weightless, like a dry leaf floating aimlessly on a small stream, requiring no effort, just following the flow. In your mind, visualize a color of green. It's not a dazzling, bright green, but a cool, gentle green of distant limestone mountains, where clouds cover all year round. The air around you seems to be gradually changing. It becomes clearer, scented with the smell of wild grass, damp earth after rain, and old forest wood. It is the scent of the primordial, never tainted by dust or noise. Do you hear that? It is the sound of the wind rustling through the palm leaves, whispering like a message from the great forest. The sound of distant forest birds calling to each other, appearing and disappearing, creating a soothing background melody. Every sound is very light, very faint, as if they are trying not to awaken the silence of the valley. Let your mind drift. Do not try to hold on to any thoughts. If a thought suddenly appears, just let it be like a white cloud drifting across the sky of your mind, then leisurely vanishing into the horizon. You don't need to do anything. You just need to be here, feeling the warmth, feeling the safety, and letting your body perform its own recovery function. We are preparing to leave the world of technology, of bright screens and endless notifications. We are heading towards the northwest, where Hmong Village is waiting. There, time seems to stand still. The power grid has never reached it. Phone signals cannot cross the steep cliffs. There are only humans and nature living in a harmonious symphony. The heavy feeling of your eyelids is a good sign. It's the body's way of signaling that it is ready to rest. Let yourself sink even deeper into this stillness. Each of your breaths is now steady and deeper. You feel a gentle wave of energy, soothing every cell, bringing the peace you have long sought. Imagine you are standing at the gateway of the valley. A light breeze carrying misty dew touches your cheek, cool and refreshing. Ahead is an endless green, and somewhere in the space a graceful sound begins to resonate. It is the flute, a rustic bamboo flute rising from a free soul. That melody does not urge, does not rush, but only gently guides you into another world, the world of the Hmong people, where love and nature become one. You are drifting into relaxation. Everything around becomes blurry, giving way to the presence of the highland space. Just keep immersing yourself in this feeling. There is no hurry. You are protected. You are cherished. Sleep is approaching, gentle as a feather falling onto a calm lake surface. Breathe in deeply one more time and breathe out very slowly. Are you ready to explore Hmong Village? Let me take you there on a small dirt path winding through ancient limestone rocks deep into the heart of the mountains and forests. Now, when your body is completely relaxed and your mind is ready to leave the hustle of reality, let your imagination gently lead you through the gateway of time. We are venturing deep into the northwest region, where limestone mountains stand tall like giants sleeping for millions of years. Visualize a small trail, smooth red basalt earth underfoot, winding like a soft silk ribbon across the lush green hillsides. You are standing at the edge of Hmong Valley. A space appears before your eyes so beautiful, it makes you want to hold your breath to feel it. It is a giant basin surrounded by vertical cliffs, completely isolated from the outside world. In this place, the concept of time seems not to exist. There is no sound of car horns, no blue light from phone screens, nor the roar of machinery, only the rustle of dense tropical forests and the gentle breath of Mother Earth. Hmong Village appears below your gaze with its most primitive beauty. Simple wooden stilt houses, their wood faded by wind and dew, lie scattered on an immense green carpet like a miniature step. The roofs are covered with dry palm leaves or old gray tin sheets, harmonizing perfectly with the color of the surrounding limestone. Narrow dirt paths wind around, interlacing between giant boulders protruding from the ground. Those boulders, smooth and cold gray, look like silent guardians watching over the village's sleep for generations. Feel the atmosphere here. It is incredibly clear and pure. Every breath you take carries the sweetness of wild grass, the slight pungent smell of tree sap, and the moisture from deep caves. Twilight is gradually falling. The sunlight is no longer harsh, but turns into a golden color like forest honey, pouring from the mountain peaks to the bottom of the valley. That light lengthens the shadows of the buffaloes, leisurely grazing on the field, creating dark streaks on the lush green grass. A breathtakingly peaceful scene where every object finds its natural place. In the distance, you can see thin, milky white wisps of kitchen smoke beginning to weave through the palm leaves, rising from the Hmong kitchens. The smell of dry firewood smoke mixed in the air brings a warm, familiar feeling like returning home. In Hmong, life follows the rhythm of the sun and the moon. When the sun sets behind the far-lone range, people also close a day of labor to return to their families by the flickering fire. In that silence, even the smallest sounds become distinct. The sound of a small stream trickling somewhere behind the bushes, the sound of a bronze bell worn around a cow's neck, ringing rhythmically, clink, clank, every time it bows to grace. And look, on a flat rock at the entrance of the village, a tall figure is sitting quietly. That is a Pao. A Pao appears as a part of nature. The 18-year-old boy's physique is muscular and sturdy, like the ironwood tree on the mountain peak. Pao's hands, accustomed to holding hoes and clearing fields on dry terraced plots, are now gently cradling a bamboo flute. That flute has become smooth from the warmth of his hands, carrying the soul of the entire great forest. Let your soul be truly still to receive the first notes. Pao's flute begins to sound, initially just whispering sounds, snaking through the rock crevices, then gradually soaring up to the turning purple sky. That flute sound is not merely music, it is the heart's voice of the Hmong boy, a means for him to talk to the valley, to the livestock, and to the girl he has long cherished. Let that sound surround you. It is as gentle as a touch, guiding you deeper into the wooden, stilt houses, past the brocade fabrics drying on the fences, and bringing you closer to the rustic but vital love story of this land. You feel like a traveler from afar, welcomed by the village, wrapped in absolute peace and safety. All worries have stayed behind those mountain ranges. Here, there is only you, the flute sound, and the breath of the Hmong village slowly sinking into the late afternoon sleep. The bamboo flute melody continues to linger, blending into the thickening mist that begins to cover the stilt house roofs. A sense of relaxation spreads throughout your body as you realize you are standing in an earthly paradise where beauty comes not from luxury but from the simplest and most sincere aspects of creation. Continue to listen, continue to observe, and let the flute sound lead you into the center of this story. In the silence of Hmong Village, where gray limestone cliffs embrace the tender green of plants, the story of A Pao and his flute begins to emerge like a living legend amidst the great forest. Imagine yourself sitting by a pink fire, listening to the melody of the bamboo flute, blending with the crackling of dry wood. That is the sound of a pure soul. An 18-year-old boy with the strength of a forest bear, but a heart as sensitive as a plum blossom. A Pao is not like other youths in the village who only know how to drink wine or dance with a can. He loves his flute like a part of his flesh and blood. That bamboo flute, over time, has been polished by the warmth of his hands, bearing a reddish-brown color of time. The elders in the village often tell each other that Pao's flute has magic because it is not just sound, but a soulful entity capable of controlling the very rhythm of life in this valley. Every morning, when the sun is still drowsy behind the majestic Falun Peak, when the white mist still clings to the stilled house roofs, Pao has already brought the flute to his lips, and the flute sound then is clear and pure, like the early morning dew on flax leaves. That gentle melody wakes the valley in the most peaceful way. It is said that when Pao plays the morning flute, the wild chickens on the mountain forget to crow. They stare in wonder, listening to a melody even sweeter than their own flock's call. The notes glide over the white plum blossoms, awakening the entire space in infinite peace. By noon, when the highland sun becomes sultry, when the terraced fields begin to steam with heat, Pao's flute sounds in a different way. It is no longer fragile like morning dew, but becomes full and cool, like an underground stream flowing from a deep cave. The flute sound snakes into every rock crevice, soothing the tired shoulders of the villagers working hard on the fields. Hearing that sound, fatigue seems to vanish. People feel their hearts light as a cloud floating leisurely on the mountain peak. And when twilight falls, when the golden honey light pours long on the green grass, Pao's flute rings out a high, powerful, rhythmic melody. Strangely, without a herder, without the sound of whips, the cows grazing deep in the forest suddenly stop. They raise their heads, ears pricked to listen. Then, as a natural habit, they follow each other, leisurely finding the way back to the pen. Pao's flute is like an invisible string, connecting humans and animals in absolute trust. But perhaps that flute sound is only truly moving in the moonlit nights, when the silver moonlight spills through the wooden door gaps, illuminating the brocade hanging on the walls. Pao's flute becomes deep and hauntingly poignant. It carries the feelings of a boy in love, snaking into every sleep of the villagers, gently touching the hearts of the young girls in their prime. That flute sound makes them toss and turn, makes them dream of a love as pure and persistent as the tree roots clinging tightly to the mountain rocks. However, few know the true thoughts behind those melodies. Every time he lifts the flute, Pao's heart is only directed towards one person, Mei Sua. Mei Sua is the most beautiful girl in the region, a late blooming bannflower in the heart of the old forest. Her eyes are as clear as the headwaters, her hands so skillful that every brocade she weaves seems to contain a story of heaven and earth. The intricate geometric patterns, the bright pink and red embroidered bands on the black indigo-dyed flax fabric make her always radiant, even in the darkness of the old stilt house. Pao loves Sua, a sincere and deep love like the heart of the valley. But unfortunately, Pao is shy. The boy could defeat wild beasts alone, could carry heavy bags of corn over several slopes, but whenever he stood before Mei Sua, his legs turned to stone. Every time he accidentally met her on the way to the field, Pao bowed his head, his hands fumbling with the flute, only daring to play a hesitant note, and then walking away quickly, leaving Mei Sua with a secret smile behind her embroidered scarf. Pao's shyness increased the anxiety for Mei Sua, especially when A Pao, the village chief's son, was determined to marry her. A Pao was rich. His family had the most buffaloes and silver in the village, but his personality was crude and arrogant. Every time A Pao appeared, his loud laughter and rudeness sent the forest birds flying in panic and made Mei Sua shudder with fear. She feared the Hmong wife catching custom, feared that on some dark night A Pao and his friends would come to pull her away from her parents' arms. To protect herself, Mei Sua turned herself into another person. Every time she went out, she intentionally smeared charcoal on her fair face, wore tattered dresses, and deliberately acted clumsy in everything. She wanted to make herself ugly in front of everyone, especially in front of A Pao. But there was a small secret. Only when standing before A Pao, when there were only the two of them amidst the great forest, did Mei Sua secretly wipe away the charcoal, shyly revealing her beautiful face. Yet Pao remained the same, still silent as an ancient rock, only knowing how to use the flute sound to speak for his heart. The turning point happened on a night of a perfectly round moon. The space was so quiet that one could hear the crickets chirping under the floor. Mei Sua sat by the threshold, her heart on fire, because she heard that the two had discussed with the young man about coming to catch her early tomorrow morning. She looked down at the yard, seeing a tall shadow leaning against the plum tree. It was Pao. The flute sound today was so mournfully sad, like the cry of a fawn lost from its mother, like the wind whistling through a cold door gap. Pao was playing the flute. With all his despair, he knew A Pao would catch her, but he didn't know what to do to keep her. Mei Sua suddenly understood. If she didn't act, if she didn't help this boy overcome his own fear, she would lose her whole life in A Pao's rudeness. She decided to act. Sua stepped down the wooden stairs, intentionally going very slowly, so the footsteps touching the wooden steps created echoing sounds. she approached Pao, but instead of smiling as usual, she pretended to collapse by the plum tree, dropping the embroidered scarf she had spent many nights completing. Each note is weightless, dissolving as soon as it touches the air, like tiny golden dust particles vanishing into the darkness. Your presence at Tao is also gradually fading. You are no longer an observer, but you are becoming one with the breath of the mountains and forests, with the silence of the black night, the heavy feeling in your legs, your arms, and your eyelids is pulling you down deeper. The consciousness of the story begins to fade, giving way to pure feelings of safety and warmth. All images of beautiful Mesua or brave A Pao are now just lingering fragments of memory floating aimlessly in a weightless space. You are in a perfect state of intersection between reality and dream, where the final worries have finally vanished completely, leaving only infinite peace. Now, all images of Hmong Village, of the flute sound and the stilt houses have completely dissolved into the silent night. You no longer need to think, no longer need to imagine. The space around you now is only an absolute, soothing, a soft black night like velvet wrapping around your entire body. All sounds of the story have receded, giving way to your own steady, slow breathing. You feel the warmth of safety spreading from your chest to your limbs, a heavy but extremely pleasant sensation, as if you are sinking deep into a soft moss carpet in the heart of the ancient valley. In this place, there is no concept of time, no worries of tomorrow or regrets of yesterday. There is only the presence of original peace. Let your mind completely relax, like a leaf that has completed its journey and gently lands on the soft ground. Each exhale is a time you let go deeper, letting the darkness soothe and guide you into a deep, dreamless sleep. The entire great forest is sleeping with you. The limestone mountains are sleeping, and A Pao's flute has also become a part of the eternal silence. You are drifting so gently into the dream realm. There is no longer any resistance, only total trust in the rhythm of nature. Sleep is embracing you deeper, denser, and sweeter than ever. You are safe. You are peaceful. You deserve to rest fully in the arms of the great forest. Thank you for listening to the story, The Flute in the Hmong Village. If this journey to find peace helped you feel relaxed, please leave a comment, share your feelings, or simply a good night wish to everyone. Don't forget to like and return to the channel tomorrow night so we can weave beautiful dreams together again. Wishing you a very deep sleep and waking up with a heart full of energy tomorrow morning. Good night.